Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. Today I want to touch on the situation that's ongoing in the world, the situation that has been causing me a great deal of stress, possibly you. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on with this issue. It doesn't matter what side of the issue you are on. Let's just talk about why things are so escalated right now in society and why people are living in such fear. This virus that's going around, the unknown, nobody wants to get it, nobody wants to die. There's also freedoms being taken away. Nobody wants to be forced into something. Nobody wants to have their freedoms taken away. Let's get to the heart of the issue. It's not really about the virus. It's not really about your freedom or lack thereof. It's not really about what the governments are doing. It's not really what you're doing or what you want other people to do. What it's about is worry, isn't it? No matter what side of this equation you're on, no matter, everyone's deeply invested in what's going on right now in the world. And I don't know what side you're on, but there's a real sense of fear. And when we have fear that things might not be okay, that we might not be okay, that we may get hurt, that we could die, that we could be shunned, that we could be abandoned, whatever it is. When we have fear, some of our greatest fears are rising to the surface right now, right? Illness, death, separation, loss, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, abandonment, right? Anger, frustration, feelings, and deep, deep, deep feelings are rising to the tops. Griefs, right? Angers, a feeling of helplessness. This is what really is going on. This is what's really going on, is that these feelings are rising, the emotions are rising, and whatever's going on inside you, it's because you have a deep belief, you have a deep sense, a core value, that for whatever reason, this is hitting in a certain way right now, and it's causing you to feel fear or anger or abandonment or whatever is coming up for you. It's different for every person. Now, whatever is rising for you, there's a lot of worry around that. There's a lot of worry. So I want to talk about worry today. Now, why do people worry? There's only two reasons. We're either worried that something is going to happen that we don't want. So we're going to get what we don't want. Or the other reason people worry is because we're not going to get something that we do want. So when we relate it to this issue, you're either not, something bad is going to happen to you and you're going to get something you don't want. Maybe it's COVID, right? Maybe it's the injection. Maybe it's your freedom's taken away. Maybe it's people judging you. Maybe it's people criticizing you. Maybe it's, loss. Maybe you're going to get sick. You're afraid. The worry is because you are going to get something that you don't want. Something's going to happen that you want to stop, right? Or we're afraid that we're not going to get something that we do want. We do want to be free. We do want this world to go back to normal. We do want to be, we do want the virus to go away. And we're afraid that we're not going to get what we want. We're not going to get this thing that we want. And so we worry about it. So in either case, no matter why you're worrying, let's just break down worry, because that's what's going on in the world right now. And I think it's really important, whether we're looking at this issue or whether we're looking at our own chronic health issue, whether it's pain or whether it's cancer or whether it's an autoimmune condition or whether it's fibromyalgia, whatever chronic health condition that you have, we're also worried, right? We're in a state of worry. And this worry perpetuates us to do something that's really outside of us. Right? We don't want to experience these feelings that are coming up. We don't want to experience something. And so what we do is we look outside and we spend all our time figuring out how we can make sure it doesn't happen. Right? Now just think about how crazy that is, especially with everything going on in the world right now. You cannot control the world, and you're not going to control the world. There's whole worlds and governments. You are such a small cog in this chain, you're not going to do anything. Yes, you have a voice. Yes, you can make your opinion known. However, the worrying is wasted. Hear me when I say that. The worrying is wasted. There is nothing you personally can do. What's going to happen is going to happen. If you're going to get COVID, you're going to get it. If someone's going to take away your rights, they're going to do it. If someone's going to take you and force something inside of you, they're going to do it. So yes, there's minor things that you can do, but when we spend worrying, what we do is we're trying to protect. We're trying to self-protect. We're trying to keep our nervous system from having to feel all that discomfort, all that fear, all that anger, all that whatever is bumping into you, whatever stuff this is bringing up for you. We're thinking, how can we change the outside world, the government, my spouse, my family, my friends, my relationships, the people in my community, whatever it is and whoever it is. We're going to try to change people, events, situations, and the reason why we try to change everything that's going on out there to match what we want is so that we can protect ourselves from not having to feel what we're going to feel if this happens. Let that sink in, right? So worry is useless because you cannot protect yourself against this. You can take steps, you can look at the situation, but this mindless worrying and thinking that you're going to change everyone and everything in order so that they can be what you want, so you don't have to experience this fear, this anger, this abandonment, this loss, this grief, this persecution, whatever it is, this illness. You can't change everybody else. The only thing you can do is allow it to come up, to feel what it is you're feeling, and to make peace with that. Well, this situation that's going on in the world right now, we're not going to change. We're not going to manipulate. We're not going to stop, right? We're going to recognize. We're going to observe. We're going to like or dislike. Feelings are going to come up for us, and we're going to have to make decisions as we move through this in real time. But worrying about the past, worrying about the future, trying to protect you from yourself, from something that you don't want to happen, and in the process trying to change everybody else around you, trying to make them think what you think, trying to make them believe what you believe, trying to change family members, friends, society, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're spending your time on that, hear me, if you're spending your time on that, which is in the outside world, you're not spending the time looking inside. On the inside world, the inside landscape, this is where we heal, on the inside. So when we're fearful, when we feel angry, when we feel scared, when we feel abandoned, when we feel whatever it is that we're feeling, instead of putting our energy outside, take that energy and turn it around and put it inside. Feel what you feel. Face what it is you don't want to face. Sit with what it is you don't want to sit with. Worry is simply a distraction. The worry is simply a distraction, and it's like saying, I don't want to feel, I don't want to face this, I don't want this to be, I can't look inwards, I can't cope, I can't sit with this, I can't look at it, I don't want this, so therefore I simply cannot be with myself. I can't love myself, accept myself, be kind to myself, give myself compassion, carry on with my life, live my life, make my plans, do what it is I'm gonna do despite all this, and not spend my time trying to manipulate or control the outside world so that I don't have to feel this. Worry is a distraction. Just feel it. Take the distraction away. look inside, and then live the life that you want to live, regardless of what's happening. Okay? And whenever the stuff comes up and you get the urge to think, I gotta change this, I gotta make this person see, I have to do something, remember, you don't have to do anything. Power comes from turning that energy inside, the stuck energy, the energy that's swirling around inside you because you don't want to feel this, and spend some time feeling this. Spend some time figuring out why you don't want to feel this, where this comes from. When was the first time you felt this feeling of anger or resentment or abandonment or loss, fear, sadness, grief? Where does it come from? What is the deeper trauma within you? How can you heal that? How can you love that inner child, that scared child within you, who's longing to be comforted, held, and told that everything's going to be okay? You can do this even in the midst of chaos. You can do this even in the midst of war. You can do this even in the midst of a pandemic. You can do this even in the midst of mandates. You can do this even in the midst of everything. You can do this. You can turn inside. What are you afraid of? What are you personally afraid of? Deal with that. What are you personally angry about? Deal with that. Where's the anger coming from? Heal that. Look inside. Heal that. We can also take this exact thing that I'm talking about, this worry, and we can apply it to our chronic illness. So, how many times have you thought, you worry about your symptoms, you worry about what's going to happen, you worry about what's going to happen to you, what's going to become of you, what's your future going to look like? You feel guilty. You worry about all the time that's lost, what people are going to feel, everything that you've missed out on. You worry. You worry. You don't want something to be happening that is, or you want to prevent it in the future. You don't want to get something that you don't want, right? So you're worrying. You are worrying. And it's also a distraction because you can't change what is. You must accept what is. Look inside. What is it that you're most afraid of? So what if it keeps going for 20 years and you end up and you're helpless and alone and you die in a nursing home? I mean, face your biggest fears. What's the feeling that rises? Not all those thoughts, not all those swirling crazy thoughts, but what's the feeling? Loss, grief, abandonment. Sit with those. Sit with those feelings. Love yourself. Love that inner child who's having those feelings, who feels grief-stricken, who feels brokenhearted, who feels angry, who feels sad, who feels hopeless or helpless. Sit with that person. Deal with what's happening right now, not 20 years into the future. This person right here is afraid right now. It's the thoughts that might trick you into thinking that you're thinking about something 20 years from now or 10 years ago. It's all happening right now. If you haven't seen my video on how to heal right now, everything's happening now in the moment. You do not need to go back to the past and heal your trauma in the past. You only need to be here right now. What is coming up for you now? What's bumping into your stuff? Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. Sit with it. Sit with the most uncomfortable, painful things that are inside you right now. Love them. Heal them. Let them go. Let go. Let go. It won't kill you. It won't overtake you. It's not too much for you. Don't distract from it. Turn in, right? All of these things are a distraction. Worry is a distraction. So yes, what's going on in the world right now is real. It's serious. It's bumping into your stuff. You're afraid of something. You're angry about something. You're feeling sadness and grief and loss and hopelessness and helplessness and abandonment about this. Sit with that. Heal that. Let that go. That is what needs to be seen. That is what needs to be loved. That is what needs to be felt, to be witnessed, to be heard. Right? I know you know this. Everyone knows this, but we forget. You can't change someone else. You can barely change yourself, right? You can barely do the things that you want to do, even when you want to do them. You can barely implement good strategies, good behaviors, good coping mechanisms. You can barely change something about who you are. You're not doing a good enough job with who you are. What makes you think you can change your husband, your children, your parents, your in-laws, your friends, your colleagues? What makes you think you could change the world? Change yourself. Heal yourself. Look inside. There's a child in there who's wounded. There's wounds that need to be heard. Yes, I know, something bad could happen. What if you get this? What if you get COVID? What if you get really sick, and what if you die? Or what if all your rights get taken away? What if you don't get this injection? What if you're relegated to not be able to live or go or move freely in society ever again, and you're all alone? You're all alone for the rest of your life, and you lose everything and everyone. Worrying about them is just a distraction, right? We can't control it. We cannot control what's coming down the pipe. We can do our best, we can implement strategies, but we are wasting our time with worry. We're wasting our precious, valuable healing energy, the energy we could be putting towards actually healing ourselves, towards actually going in the direction that we want, to creating a future we want, to loving the people that we love, to feeling joy, to feeling peace, right? We withhold that from ourselves so that we can have it at a later date, because we need to deal with what's now in front of us, and we think we need to change everything and everyone so that we can stop what we don't want to happen, so that we don't have to feel all of this stuff. And joy, happiness, love, our dreams, our visions can come later once we've dealt with this, but it never comes. The moment is now. The moment is now. So I hope this video has been helpful. There's a lot going on in the world. Have compassion for yourself. Look inside. Be the love that you want to see in the world. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Live the vision of what you want your reality to be. Feel those uncomfortable feelings that are coming up. Love them. Heal them. Heal the wounds. Heal your own wounds. When you heal your own wounds, then you can live in the world, no matter what is happening, with peace, love, joy, and health, and happiness. So, I hope that this video has been helpful. I hope that with this issue and with your chronic health condition, you take worry out of the equation. Catch yourself every time you're worrying. Useless worry. A distraction that you don't need or want. It's hurting you. It's stealing your energy that could be used for good. Take your energy. Don't allow it to get sucked out there. Right? Keep it inside. Keep your energy for what you want in your life. So I hope it's been helpful. I hope that you heed this advice, and I will see you in the next video.